Hello, and welcome to Garden Enhanced Nutrition Education After School, a bite-sized video series. The slides for this series can be accessed by typing the short URL into your browser. I encourage you to follow along and check out the numerous hyperlinked resources contained within the slides. The effort to make engaging garden-based enrichment part of your after-school program was funded by a USDA Farm-to-School grant awarded to the Napa County Office of Education in 2019. I'm Carrie Stroll, and I'll be the presenter for this series. I'm the founder and leader of the School Garden Doctor, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering teachers, schools, and communities to grow school gardens. In the first video series, I'll provide an overview of Garden Enhanced Nutrition Education, explaining the gene components in Part 1, the curricular framework that will support your implementation in Part 2, and tips and suggestions for lesson pacing in Part 3. So let's get started with Part 1. To begin, let's first observe this student and wonder, what is she holding? Can you name it? Have you tried it? Do you like it? If you answered beets, then you're right. Beets are a good source of vitamins and minerals such as folate, manganese, potassium, iron, and vitamin C. The greens are also edible and provide vitamin K. Beets contribute to improved blood flow, lower blood sugar, and increased exercise performance. But that's not why the girl in the photo loves beets. She grew them in her school garden. I've never met a kid who wouldn't try something they grew themselves. We know from the State of the Plate report that Americans are eating less fruits and vegetables since the last census 5 years ago. In fact, consumption has declined by nearly 10%. We also know that role modeling healthy eating behaviors inspires kids to try new things and is even more powerful as a strategy when done at home, at school, and during out-of-school time. GENE is a research-based approach to improving nutrition knowledge and preferences for certain vegetables using these components: hands-on gardening, nutrition concepts, and edible activities. GENE was developed to make nutrition education more appealing by coupling the concepts with experiential opportunities in a garden setting and cooking and tasting opportunities in a classroom kitchen. When we think about nutrition concepts that we want students to gain, we're talking about fruit and vegetable identification. For example, can you name beets? Understanding how to eat a balanced diet, and then also knowing the role that vitamins and minerals play in our bodies for growth and development. Hands-on gardening is one of the most successful ways to get kids to try new things. I've even had to make kids double wash carrots before sticking them in their mouths. There's just something about picking a fresh tomato off a vine or pulling a beet from the ground. Hands-on gardening lessons involve a lot of planning, though, and do require some supplies. I recommend establishing structures for gardening with kids and allowing kids to do most of the work, but definitely remember to harvest fun. The final component of GENE is edible activities. Edible activities include fresh vegetable tastings, food preparation, and seasonal snacks. It's important to mention that kids have to be encouraged and celebrated, not forced or punished when trying new things. I always keep a no thank you compost pail nearby and never draw attention to kids who are uninterested in trying a new thing. I find that multiple exposures over time will make them more interested in trying the things that their peers like. In the third series, we'll discuss more cooking supplies and safety, kid-friendly recipes, and family involvement. To support your GENE implementation, the Learn, Grow, Eat, Go program offers a complete 10-week curriculum with more than 40 lessons. We selected this program because of how well it maps on to the GENE components. In the next video, we'll also introduce the supplemental curricular supports for older students and more experienced GENE leaders. So let's go.